Houston, we have a problem. This is not a drill. FP1, Australian Grand Prix, the first of 2025, and I'm here for it. Chiba, Marie, Scott, Miss RS, oh the humanity, Twan, Michael. I just cannot wait, and there's a very many F1 centric vids of which we need to pull over the next half an hour before we get ourselves some cars on track. I can't believe what I'm watching here. Lewis going to be in the red overalls, their red overalls with the yellow badge and the black prancing course atop. Max Verstappen in those very ugly, despicable, some might say, Red Bull tops. Bloody Nora, what are we doing here? Oh my God, let's go. Inject it into my veins. I cannot wait. And so it begins indeed, Michael. And there's been a couple plots. Have you guys seen that Red Bull have brought like 15 or 16 different upgrades to this Grand Prix? We're going to have to go through them, aren't we? We're going to have to go through them. Floor edge, bloody suspension, this, that, the other. Mate, I can't even believe what's going on. FP1, I inject it into my face. I'm talking a little bit quietly here because it's 1 a.m. Pretty standard time. And I don't want to wake up a family and get and divorce. You understand? T-minus 26 minutes till we get ourselves some cars on track. Proper. Miss RS says 3 lives in 1 day. Respect it. Dedication. Exactly this, Miss RS. We're trying out here. We're trying. Despite what the naysayers come with. I just had a comment. You know, we won't tolerate blasphemous like comments of a blasphemous nature. So I just had to block somebody who's like, oh, Cameron, we see that you know nothing about F1, blah, 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 blah. And I'd humoured them for a long time now. And I just thought, you know what, what's the point? I mean, if it's a disagreement and we're arguing and it's modes of discourse related to the all things F1, then cool, let's go in on it. But if it's just like nonsense for nonsense sake, we can't do that. Andrea, oh my God, it's going to be gas. Oh, let's go. Nando, glow like Kelly, you're a legend. Little one on the way. Go on, then let's talk about Max Verstappen first and foremost. Where better to start than here? I think that Red Bull hide. I swear to you, I'm convinced that Red Bull are hiding something. I didn't get my cheeky bet on, by the way, for Maximilian Verstappen. I might try and do that now as we open with T-minus 25 minutes. I don't want him to show his hand in practice 1 and then all of a sudden his odds come in. Not that this is financial advice, but I digress. I mean, you guys know already that of the past, what was the bloody stats that I was just looking at? Over the past however many, 30, 25 Grand Prix where there's been rain, that Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton have won like 99% of them. It's bonkers a stat this. Let's have a look at it because it's important. It seems like every time there's rain, it will be basically Lewis or Max. And we know that we're going to get rain on Sunday, 4 p.m, 4 a.m, even GMTV. What's wrong with you, Cameron? GMT? You can tell that it's 1 a.m, yeah? Annunciation. What's going on here? But I digress. Look, let me get this stat up for you guys so you can see. They win a lot of the rain-strewn races. Here we go. Stat per our mates over at Reddit. Fun fact, Lewis has won 13. Max Verstappen has won 18. They've won 21 of the last 24 rain-affected races. The only ones that they haven't won, Checo Perez has taken, and Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri in Turkey 21. And Monaco 22, Singapore 22, Checo Perez. Every other rain race, going back to Suzuka in 2014, bloody, it's been Lewis and Max show. As you'd expect it, 145 of you watching Kokoni, did me a favour, smash a like. Finally, we get some F1, says Sydney. Oh, the humanity. I cannot wait. Let's go. I was just seeing some good stuff as well, courtesy of Andrew Benson over at the Checkered Flag podcast, the BBC sponsored one. Just getting some more Lewis Hamilton action. You know what I mean? Ad infinitum as we're about to go live. Oh my God. T-minus 33 minutes until we get ourselves some proper cars on track. Now, how much can you reveal from practice, really? I mean, it is a step up from testing, but is it Q3? It is not Q3. I'll tell you that much. It is not Q3, and that's where that's where the wheels are going to meet the road proper, isn't it? Oh, Sydney, why am I so nervous? Oh, Why am I so nervous? Has Lewis won a race since 2022? Has Lewis won a rain race? It's Silverstone last year. What are you talking about, Varloon? Silverstone last year was rainy. But for that, you might argue that Lewis. Well, let's not get into the Lewis blasphemy, Cameron. You know what I mean? Can you imagine if Ferrari are the best? Blimey, I know. On the shakedown just now, Baxter was alluding to the fact that Lando keeps saying you'd be daft if you thought that Ferrari had showed you their hand proper. That testing, you got like, do you know what I mean? You didn't see them at 10 tenths, maybe 8 tenths, but that Ferrari will have a lot more speed in hand. That's why it's a question. No, fair, Alan. I'm not. I interpreted it as an assertion rather than a question, and that's my mistake. Go on then. I want to show you guys something, or explain something to you. I would get it out on screen, but it's techie than techie things. Here we go. Right, let's do one of these. I was just perusing on the interwebs with a view to understand what's going on with Red Bull, because you'll recall that the circumstance around that Red Bull was that it was going to look completely different. And when they brought it to testing, it did not look different at all. Now, here's what we know. Red Bull have bought 16 upgrades, 15 of which are performance related, one of which is reliability related. The next most multitudinous upgrade is courtesy of Haas. I mean, 16. Go on, let's have a look at these. I'm going to read them out to you because they're techie things. The upgrades are humongous, and this is the official F1 document now. Right, let's get it. Let's go for it, because I think you guys will enjoy seeing this. We'll read through it together. Martin Brundle saying that Lewis is a new man. That's going to be the story, isn't it? Martin Brundle now saying that Lewis is a new man. I mean, let's hope so. Right, look at this. Official F1 documentation, yeah, let's do it like this. This is what Red Bull have brought. Again, every upgrade that they bring, they've got to submit, they've got to fill out this form. New front ring, primary reason, performance, local load, first element curls, blah, blah, blah. Brought a new nose, number 3, front suspension, floor body, floor fences, floor edge, coke engine cover, cooling louvers, rear suspension, beam wing, rear wing end plate. Mate, they've just brought a brand new car. They have brought a brand new car proper, haven't they? I mean, what are we doing here? That, ladies and gentlemen, is absolute chaos. I mean, we thought that they might be hiding something, but then so too McLaren have bought this brand new sexy brake duct using which they can transfer the hot air to the tyres. Again, one of their main problems, foibles mechanically, was the ability to warm up the tyres at the rate that Red Bull were able to do it last year. Right, lest we forget that every single stint, as near as makes no difference, Red Bull were able to get out the gate quick. That's what helped Max Verstappen maintain his first position so frequently last year over Lando Norris, as an example. And then towards the end of the stint, 9 times out of 10, Lando Norris would come back on him. Listen, I don't know what it means. This is all speculation, right? I don't know what it means. I don't know. 126 of you watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash the like. This is absolute sandbaggery, says Hans. It might be Hans, I suspect. You know, I need to get my couple of tuppence, put some respect on a 7-time world champion. You know what, Nanda? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Put some respect on Lewis Hamilton's name, because this is going to be a theme as well. You know what? I've never hated a fan base as much as I feel like I hate like Lewis Hamilton extremists. And so I'm left conflicted. As much as I love Lewis and want Lewis to win an unprecedented 8th, I think I want Lewis's fan base to fail. And those two things can't exist in the same space, right? Like, just because of the way that they treat me and the way that me and them go hard. Not even like, I mean, we're going to have an argument, then fine, let's have the argument. But if it's going to be like, oh, Cameron, why didn't you put Lewis Hamilton in the qualifying? But well, I never put him in the qualifying poll because there can only be 4, and he's not one of the top 4 favourites per the odds makers. That's why. Honestly, you cannot. Giggling, so excited for Lewis. I know. I'm excited for Lewis as well. He's hoping he can do it or do something at the very least. I don't think I'm expecting him to beat Charles. I think that would be I don't know. I just feel like that would be wishful thinking a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be disappointed. I want to enjoy this season lots. And I think for me to be that invested in Lewis, I don't think I'd enjoy it. I think I'd be opening up myself to feelings of the disappointment variety. Up, as Martin Brundle says, that McLaren looks absolutely beautiful. T minus 17 minutes until we get ourselves. What's the weather forecast saying? Says AS. The weather forecast. FP1, FP2, FP3 quali, sunny. But then in Melbourne, some say you can get all 4 seasons in a day, right? I've got a fellow Aussie that I work with and a good mate that I also used to work with, and he used to say that, meaning therefore that on Sunday it will get techier than techie things. It could potentially be rain stream. But per couple of drivers, you never can tell, right? You'll get one weather forecast going one day, and then in the next couple of hours it could change. Should you invest too much in a weather forecast, knowing that there are changeable variables, that the weather forecast is never set in stone? Of course not. But I mean, it does mean, if we said it already, right? Verstappen and Hamilton territory, if indeed you get rain. Plus, lest we not forget that Lewis doesn't go too badly around here in quali, eh? I mean, ESPN paywall. Oh no, what's going on there, Cheever? That's not cricket. George winning would be hilarious to the Hamilton cut. Oh no, as well. I tell you what would be less hilarious to the Hamilton cut. I know you say that tongue in cheek. If Mercedes, as so many people are theorising, have brought themselves a car right the first time in 4 years, 2022 decided that they were going to do the zero pod thing, and then continued barking up that very counterproductive design philosophy tree. No, they shouldn't have done that. 2022 should have sacked it off, fail fast. Some say no. Toto, the boy who cried wolf, didn't want to do that, didn't listen to Peter Wright, and didn't want to give up on the zero pod because George Russell got himself a fluky win in Brazil at the altar of Red Bull dropping the ball on their setup. Now look, just feels like they're 80% chance, Rabinda says, of rain. Oh, the humanity. Who cares who wins? We have Rabinda. I don't hate that sentiment. I genuinely don't hate that sentiment. I care who wins though. Look at Antonelli. He's been banging out the press ups of Antonelli, eh? He looks he looks mega slender before, but now he looks good to go. Cam, can remember when the last time we had an engine fail in F1? Well, testing for the first time, there was no reliability issues. When was the last time we had an engine fail? I should know this. You're testing the boundaries of my F1 knowledge. I don't know off the top of my head, Joe Marsh, and I should. Sainz was many moons ago. There was one more recent than it. We can start. Let's go, Max. The wall in the house. Let's go. Oh, when they go high, we go low. Or the other way around. What man about Noir? You could never guess that it's 1 a.m. here. Noir, sometimes I'm not as noble as Michelle, bless her. And sometimes I've got to go low. Can't help myself. I feel like I've been taking the high road for a little while now, and sometimes I just my emotional bandwidth is left wanting. Troy, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much out here gifting memberships. And again, if you want to become a member, that'll get you pole position in the chat each and every single time. That you get your access to a cheeky newsletter, some emojis to, and access to a cheeky Discord, using which we try and continue all things F1 conversations. You're a legend. Appreciate you as always, Troy. T minus 13 minutes. Oh my gosh, I need to get a bet on, don't I? Just fancy Max Verstappen to do something here. Although if he hasn't got the car, what's he gonna do? What is he gonna do? You can't do anything without the car. It's gonna look at Liam Lawson, aka modern day Jenson Button. If somebody were to tell me that Jenson Button were Liam Lawson's dad, would you be surprised? I wouldn't. Now you need to crash out, Cam. Oh. Bet 50% of rookies bin it. There will be lots of rookies crashing. First amongst whom might be Jack Do. I just don't rate Jack Do. I don't know. You know what? I shouldn't talk badly. We've Miss RS in the chat. I shouldn't talk badly about any Aussies. There's something to be said for celebrating Aussies, like celebrating drivers at their home Grand Prix, right? You want to make a big deal with them and get like lean into the fanfare. It's a celebration. Andrew Benson on the Checkered Flag podcast was talking about it. I do hate those Red Bull apparel though. Why does it say Red Bull in such big letters on there like that? It just doesn't look. I know they always do it normally, but nah. That if those are the t-shirts that they're gonna wear, I was very disappointed to see Max Verstappen wearing them proper in the drivers' press conference. T minus 11 minutes. Cheeky look at Antonelli with his ice pack vest on, looking super relaxed, ready to go. I was cracking jokes with Baxty earlier that go on and Eric, let me address. Come on, brother. Number one, Lewis realist in the house. Let's go. Oh dear. Gasly's engine failed Vegas last season. That's a good memory to have. That's a good memory. Curious, what are the worst races you have for it? These first few will be chaos, Bruce, as well as Las Vegas. Had to be done, Eric. Had to be done. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how long it will last for, but for now we're all good. Do you think experienced drivers like have a chance? And I need to see this heart. It's annoying. Curious, what did it? Do you think experienced drivers like Carlos have a chance at placing in the top 8 this season, especially early on when Kimmich is a good shout? I mean, Void makes the point, right, that some of these... It depends. It's hard to like normalise for all of these different variables, right? Take as a Lewis Hamilton. The challenge for Lewis is going to be getting out the gate quick. But he's never really been a get out the gate quick driver. It's not his lot. Lewis always goes hard towards the end of the season once he's played his way into the crease and got his eye in, if past his prologue. That doesn't mean to say it's going to happen this year like that. But that's how it's, even in his pomp, like prime Sir Lewis, he's taken a minute. And I don't think he can afford to do that. Like, again, if he's racing Charles Leclerc, and if, as rumour is to be believed, Ferrari are going to make a decision on driver hierarchy, making their number one driver the driver who was on top in the driver's standings as at the Monaco Grand Prix. Oh, mate, I cannot wait. Just put the cars out on track already now. Good luck to all the rookies. Exciting to see so many F2 drivers. 6 of. I was trying to remember them the other day, and I've thought of an acronym. Biblad, Bartoletto, Isaac Hadjar, Bearman, Lawson, Antonelli, Doohan. There you go, there's all 6. Biblad, it works. Lined up that hitch perpendicular. Let's go. It will last for a couple of days and then it will just fade to black, no pun intended. How many laps until Hadjar yeets it into the... Luke, you know, somebody was talking about Hadjar. Le Petit Professeur. Little Prost, they call him in France, which makes me think that I might have been a little bit harsh on him. Maybe he's better than maybe he's better than I've been giving him credit for. Maybe. Perhaps. I don't know. But every time I see him in a F1 car, in an FP1 session, like, meh, it's all right, but like the next Alan Prost, behave yourself. I mean, some people are destined to look brilliant in feeder formula, and then all of a sudden they get to F1 and it's something different. Once upon a time, I thought I was going to be the next Usain Bolt, but then I was at primary school and my sample size was like 100 kids. And I got to like the big leagues. Turned out that Cameron wasn't so quick, not at least not as quick as he thought he was in the first instance. So maybe Isaac Hajar even, excuse me, is a big fish in a small pond. Who knows? We'll see this year. That's the beauty of what we're going to see over the next 24, 48 hours. I can't wait. Let's go. By the way, did you guys see me ask the old Jim Clark question to Mr. Windsor? Chaos. Unbelievable settings from Mr. Windsor there. Asking him, the question went something like this: what, like, to laymen and all women, how do you define what made Jim Clark special? And Windsor went in, and there were tears, and it was nostalgic. And again, 89 is how old Jim Clark would have been on the 4th of March, so last week or 10 days ago even. Chaos. You gotta pay your respects, man, to those who came before. I draw too much arm weight. I know Luke, he's a bit, not to mention social media, the press, etc. Foxys. What did Foxy say? Are we railing on social media? The pressure. Yeah, no, I agree. So the pressure for the new driver, for all of the drivers really, but the new young hungry lions, Hajar and bloody Bearman. Yeah, it's got to be tough. This is why Windsor says, friend of the channel, of course, one of the goatiest F1 journos to have ever goated, if not the goatiest. Sometimes you got to turn off social media. When the fun stops, you stop. If there's not doable competitive advantage in it, then sack it off. Get rid of it. And I'd concur. T-minus 5 minutes until we get ourselves some practice, and I'm here for it. 240 of you in the chat concurrently for the first session of 2025. Smash the like for me. Smash that like button. And be sure to subscribe. Why? Because every millisecond helps the channel. We're going 10/10 this year. Looking to take over. Come to take names, not to participate. T-minus 5 minutes still. 242. Please let Lawson be fast, says Ethan POV. Oh, the humanity. I'm getting nervous for the drivers. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Indeed, the Foxy century. Oh, what are we doing here? Indeed. Yeah, no, there's too many questions that go on. And let's go through the key plot lines, the questions for which we need answers over the next 48 hours or so. Which car's quickest? Is McLaren really as quick as they say? Is not just their downforce points, but is it as drivable as they say? Because that's where we are now. Last season of this rule and reg set, drivability is key. Have they made a gamble too far in terms of what they've done with the suspension at the front, making it super aggressive, focusing therefore on every millimeter that they can strangle out of that anti-dive? Have they been too ambitious? Will they need to add weight to reinforce that setup at the front? Reliability issues potentially, as Gary Anderson and Mark Hughes have contended. Like, it's just, you just don't know. You just don't know. 58 laps around Albert Park. I know Albon will try and do all 57, and then pit on the final lap, bless him. Again. Oh, Formula 1 in 2025. Let's go. Round 1, let's go. 4 DRS. We have got 4 DRS. Do you see this? I'd read that we had 4 DRS. Oh my gosh, but it's true. 250 of you watching can only do me a favour, smash like. Next week will be China. Oh my gosh, sprint race weekend. Don't remind me of sprint race, Miss RS. Like, what's the point? Come on. I think we get our first vote of the day out here. sprint weekend. You guys let me know whether you love or hate sprint race weekend or indifference. Current Chandok on deck, let's go. By the way, Danica Patrick apparently rumoured to be still in the Sky F1, but I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know what that means, whether I love or hate it. It's Sunday rain. Oh, the humanity. Live back New York City. Gonna pay my dues. Let's go, Nigel. New York City in the house. Oh God, I'm nervous. I am indeed, Derek. I am indeed. I'll tell you the only reason why I'm using Sky, because I just sometimes enjoy turning on the TV. The only channel that we use is Sky. I don't even watch any TV. 12:30 here in Melbourne. Let's go, Luke. You guys in Melbourne and Oz more broadly. You guys have been back in the channel for a while now, so listen, it would be disingenuous for me not to rock up at 1 a.m. here. Practice 2 might be a bit techie, but rest assured we'll be here for practice 3 and qualifying. You must be joking. And the race, of course. What do you mean? And the extra F1 I can watch is always a positive for me. I don't hate it. Danica is a damper on my commentary. Read Danica, they don't care if you watch because you love her or because you hate her just so that you watch. Well, I think a lot of people really like her, Ryan. It's just the truth, right? She was a darling in Indy. She was the Ronda Rousey of motorsport, if indeed that's an analogy that I can leverage. Oh my God, the whole weekend is on Hamilton. Oof. 399. Oh, we've shortened practice. Sprint is F1 TV. There's some things going on with F1 TV. I don't know if you guys have seen that they're looking to jack up the prices last minute, of course. Should have got an F1 fantasy team on the go as well, to be fair, but I'm not that interested. I don't know. It's very different. It's not as enticing as fantasy football necessarily. So I've just sacked it off. 207 of you in the chat, no one watches because they hate her. Overrated, says Chiba. Might be we learned to hate her in the US while she was there. That's the problem, Ryan. It's the transition to NASCAR. She was the golden girl in IndyCar and everyone loved her, so I'm told. But then the transition across to NASCAR didn't work right. She got left, she got found out just a tad. Joe Mo, you're a legend. It's been a year. No, thank you so much, Joe Mo. And listen, let me say for the avoidance of that before we kick into gear and get ourselves some multi-viewer metrics on the go. You guys, channel would be nothing without you guys in your industry and coming to all the lives and fact checking me on my ball feathers, and like I mean that honestly and earnestly because it is true, and I can't repeat that often enough. Charles Leclerc. Oh, why am I so nervous? Why am I so nervous? That's what I want to know. Lewis Hamilton about to join the chat proper. Charles Leclerc letter gives him right of way. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's got Flovis on, hasn't he, Max? Go on then, analysing this car in real time to see if I can see anything different about the RB21. Again, looks broadly the bloody same. I can't tell. It's too hard. Oh, Lewis leaving a bit of keep your distance, Lewis. Oh, the vanity. What are we doing here? Right, let's get some metrics on the go, courtesy of our mates over at Multiviewer. Oh, the humanity. Oh, I'm nervous. I can feel the energy, Eric. I'm bricking it, as they say. This means a lot, you know. Like, I don't know. This is important now. This is really important. Right, let me do one of these. Oh, Sir Lewis's dad, the one they call Anthony Hamilton, looking like he's looking well at home in them red earphones, eh? Right at home. Oh, go on then. Let me get some. We need to get some things on the go, don't we? Right, bear with me a second. Huh. Here he is. Talk amongst yourselves. Right, let's go. Bosh. How do you like them there apples? Let's go. Let us go. We are good to go. Everything on the go. Your sexy metrics, etc. etc. Do me a favour, if you like what you see on the screen, smash the like. Remember to subscribe, and shortly thereafter get over to our mates over at Multiviewer, F1 TV, plus one of these, and you're good to go. Jack Doohan onto it. Look at him. Jack Doohan's onto it, looking to make a step. Look at this on board. What's going on? I feel like this is Wipeout 2097 already, not F1. Travelling at like breakneck speeds. Chill out, Jack Doohan. Is this Jack Doohan really, or Kimi Antonelli FP1 Italian Grand Prix? Don't yeet it, Jack. Although he's got some experience around this track, hasn't he? Albert Park. Bloody Nora. Already Jack Doohan is right on it. And again, some say that's the testament of a great driver, that there's no bedding in process. Just jump in the car, gone, on the limit. It's what Max Verstappen has made a career out of doing, though. Doesn't go underneath the limit. Go straight up to it as at lap 1. Well, he's got all this CPU disposable. 2021 rematch would be awesome. Oh, I don't need caffeine. I feel like, I think I need some caffeine as well. But caffeine don't interact too well, so I try and steer clear for the most part. Oh no, look at that. Go on then. Mr. Verstappen goes purple on a 1:19.771 instantaneously. Ryan, you're a legend. No, I appreciate you, Ryan. And if you, Multiviewer have much more than this, but for the sake of our paymasters, these are the only ones that I can show. But they do have much more. T-minus 55 minutes on the docket. That's Verstappen, purple, straight in there. Oh no, is it too late? Is it too late? Have I missed my gap to bet hard Max Verstappen? Hopefully in a minute the McLaren boys will wake up and go hard. Hopefully they will wake up and go hard, as so many people expect them to do. Fastest car in the grid, any? Maybe, some say. It's over already, says Eric. Oh no, 1:19.7 already. Hamilton sucks. Give him a second. Give him a second. 1:20.5. Somebody said on Andrew Benson on the Checo Flag podcast said that if Checo Perez on average was 0.8 slower than Max, that at the moment, as at the time of writing, one Liam Lawson is only 0.7 slower than Max. But again, if you look into it, this is why I was trying to do the bloody basic maths last year during testing. That Liam Lawson during his yeah, no, I don't trust it anymore, chat. I'll be honest with you. That if Liam Lawson was 5 tenths away, sorry, just out, turn 11, says Liam Lawson, head to charge. So look, if Liam Lawson was 5 tenths adrift of Lando Norris, ostensibly the quickest man on the grid during testing, then I don't know. This is counting though. If Max is normally like, let's assume that Max is 7/10 quicker than Liam Lawson, then that means that Max has 0.1 on the field, no? I don't know. No, big up yourself, Ryan, absolutely. 212 of you watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash that like. Let's have a look at what we're saying for sprint race weekend. 37% of you love it. 47%, 44% are indifferent to it. I thought you guys would all hate it. Oof, Liam a bit twitchy already, eh? The RB20, again, a god tier machine in only the hands of Max Verstappen. That could be up. Liam struggling. Oh no, Liam, little cheeky love kiss of the barrier. I touched. Oh, Liam, not a good start, chaff. That Red Bull looks like a shark, doesn't it? Liam just being messy. Although he said that this was his first time driving. Liam tends to win every single time in his first race in a series. But apparently this is his first time around Albert Park. And it looks like it the way he's driving the car, all tentative. Here we go. There's a Lando Norris. You see this, chat? Do you see? Oof. Oof. Charles Leclerc goes quickest. Oh, the humanity exchanging now. Go on then. So your runners and riders with T-minus 51 minutes on the docket. You have yourself Charles Leclerc on a 118.3. Wow. Wow. It's a purple third sector, isn't it, from Charles that's done it there. He's 4/10 ahead of the quickest McLaren in Oscar Jack. Then Norris again, say as near as makes no difference at the same time on a 118.7. Alonso next. Yeah, this is for gazing at. It's just practice. Chill out, Cameron. Practice? What are we talking about? Practice. What happened to him? Liam touched the wall. Only a cheeky love kiss. Nothing material, but still a touch. He'll need to go back in. Liam doesn't look too confident at all, does he? But it's not his track. He's never been around here, so it's always going to be this way. Arvid Lindblad putting his Red Bull jumper on. Ryan, touche, sir. Very well said. They've already got Arvid Lindblad the requisite number of super license points even to where they can just sub him in now. You run that Freca Oceana or whatever. Cameron, does the Red Bull look unstable? It looks unstable in the hands of Liam Lawson, but I don't know if we'd expect any different. It just, in testing, it did look a bit. So in testing, I felt like on day one, it was a tale of 3 days, right? On day one, it looked god tier in the hands of Max Verstappen. Day two, it was a bit tricky. Like Liam was pushing it, getting a bit greedy with the throttle. The contours and undulating track surfaces were screwing him up. And that's when he had the cheeky off. And then on day 3, it was just like chaos. But it felt to me, as I watched every single second of testing, it felt to me like they were experimenting on day 3. Day 1, they were really, really happy. You saw Helmut Marko and Jos Verstappen and Max Verstappen, for that matter, all smiling massively. They were loving it. 118.2 from Lando Norris. Oof. Am I gonna have to abandon the Norris moniker? Is Lando Norris going to shut me up this season? As he should, because he has the ability and the talent to. He should dismiss me. He should be dropping it on pole every single race possible, if indeed he's got the quickest car, and then just lights the flag, just like Seb and Michael used to do. So go on then. Here we go. Charles Leclerc on a purple sector, 26.876. Oof. That's a whole half a second, chat, quicker than Lando. Have Ferrari been sandbagging? It certainly looks like it, but again, it's not qualifying yet. I don't know how much these guys are. Look, testing, practice is just extended testing, is it not? I don't know, 3 hours worth using which they can try different things, test out different settings, get a bit of flow vis on if they need it. All eyes on a sector 3 of Charles Leclerc. I mean, if he was 5/10 up, if half a second up in sector 1, you'd expect him to follow through on that. There we go. Half a second. The half a second flow through, didn't it? 117.9 as near as makes no difference from Charles Leclerc, losing a tenth on Lando Norris in that final sector there. But he's now, look at that, 26.87. Quick, Isaac Hajar, excuse me. Let's see what he's got. Goes green, sector 1, sector 2. Go on then, your runners and riders as Isaac Hajar gets into the 3rd sector. Green, green. 267 if you're watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash a like. It helps. Going to keep saying it. T minus 48 minutes on the docket. Isaac Hajar comes across the line. Where's he going to sit? Ninth. Bless him. Not too bad though. He'll take that, won't he? Banker lap confidence from Isaac. Fair play. He's another one who needs to shut me up. Do you know what I mean? Leclerc isn't playing at all. AS. He's got out the gate quick. This is always going to be the problem. I'm telling you. All of these numpty... you know what? Let me not even do the Lewis Hamilton fan rant again. Let's have a look at Max Verstappen. Oof. Pushes it a bit too hard going through that section. Sector 2. Oh, gathers a bit of dust and gravel. Max in meaning Verstappen. He's onto it though. That means that he's pushing hard, eh? 117.8 currently tops your timing sheet this session. FP1, the first practice session of 2025. Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris, 118.2 follows him. Verstappen on a 118.3. It's tight at the top 8, all apart from Charles Leclerc with that blistering 117.9. Behind him, you've got Hamilton, 118.4. Thereafter, Gasly, Sainz, Alonso, Piastri, Hajar, and then George Russell of Kingsley Norfolk. 300 of you watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash the like. We are T minus 46 minutes on the docket, and I am here for it. What are your learnings thus far? Well, it's tight at the top, eh? Tight at the top, eh? RB21 doesn't look too shabby in the hands of one Maximilian Verstappen. The big question is, under the umbrella heading of who's going to win the Drivers' Championship, is a problem in extents and not kinds as far as Lando Norris. He will need a gap over Max Verstappen, and I'm not sure that he has that gap or gap big enough as George Russell, number 63, trundles round. Mr. T-pose. He's made a proper industry out of that, hasn't he? Everybody wants to see the T-pose. Fair play to Max. Looks good. He don't look bad, Eric. He don't look bad. I've been telling people we don't know yet. I don't want to count my chickens, my prediction chickens, too early. But I've been warning people that I think he'll be up there. I think he'll be up there. They've changed enough on the car. F1 is going on nuts. I'm telling you, Derek. Where's your boy from Kingsley? Nowhere just yet in 11th. Although I think he'll come good. Let's not count the chickens again as far as Mercedes is locked. He's teeing up here. He's going again. Go on then. George is about to go again here. Oof. Set to 1. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Set to 1. George only 1/10 for Jiff. This is a statement lap from George coming up here. Only 1/10 off of Charles Leclerc's benchmark lap. 292 if you're watching. Can you do me a favour? Smash a like. T minus 45 minutes on the clock. Of FP1. Oh my gosh, 0.076. George Russell is fast, chat. George Russell is about to put this second, only a 10th adrift of Charles Leclerc, unless he can pull something out the bag in sector 3. Oh my goodness. The Schadenfreude and Sod's Law. This is an SOB for Sir Lewis Hamilton fans around the world. If Mercedes have pulled a rabbit of the design philosophy variety out, that all eyes on the sector 3 of King George Russell. Oh my gosh, he goes second. 118.0. Oh no. 1.5 tenths off of Charles Leclerc's benchmark lap. Oh no. And this is warm weather. Remember, Mercedes are only supposed to go well in the cold climbs. Silverstone, Suzuka maybe when it's cold and rainy, Las Vegas. Now all of a sudden it looks like they've built a car in a W16. Now that Lewis is in there, capable of just going well. 2.1 seconds adrift of George Russell is what Kimi Antonelli is. Oh no. Look at Toto. Toto looks like, yep. Toto looks like, I told you, Lewis. All you're going to be looking at is our rear wing, mate. You should have stayed. Can you imagine? Oh, the humanity. I can't even cope already. 313 of you in the chat concurrently. This is chaos. Plot lines, upshots thus far. Max, again, the RB21 in Max's hand looks quite quick. Problematically so. So too, the W16 in George Russell's hands looks quite quick. Problematically so. If indeed is problematically even a word, whatever, we'll go with it. That Mercedes looks like you could see George just teeing it up. Oh no. 0.5 seconds adrift is what Liam Lawson is in sector 1 alone. Oh my gosh. He's well off. He's Liam is like in a different stratosphere from the market leaders. Look at that, 0.666. If indeed you are a man or woman of the church. Ominous. 0.666 is what Liam Lawson is off after sector 2. No, that's not very good, is it? This is not his track, I don't think. Liam Lawson is better than this, surely. He's going to come in now. He's going to be about a second off. Liam Lawson will come in about 118.8. Hadjar goes up to 118.2. Half a second off the lead. Right, this is only practice, so let's just chill out a second. I think Liam Lawson's going to come in here about 1 second adrift. Yeah, but there we go, 118.8. Hannah Schmitz looks concerned. Imanch. This is chaos. This is absolute chaos. Where did Liam Lawson just slot in? 118.8. Look at that. Who knew? 312 of you watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash the like. I think Liam is really nervous. He's not. It's his first time around this track, even though it's the closest thing he'll have on the F1 calendar to a home track. And he's let Liam build his. But I agree with that, Eric. But it's not. It doesn't bode well. Sometimes you need to. Russell goes purple for crying out loud. Does Sky F1 go on a break? What are we doing here? I'm losing my mind. Chat. T minus 41 minutes on the clock. George Russell goes purple 26.8 and he goes green 17.5. Red flag. Get Sky F1, get us back on the thing. Who's gone red? Who's yeeted it? Red flag, who's it? George. George was onto one. Fudge. Who's yeeted it, chat? We've gone on to flipping. Yeah, all right, better rookie as well, Joe May. Adverts during practice is a bit diabolical, isn't it? There's no need for it at all. Who's yeeted it into the... Oh, no. RLJ. It's a bit nonsense, isn't it? I'm trying to look at the track map to see who's stalled. See Bearman radio. What chaos. This is why you can't pay all this big money for Sky so they can go on a break and then there's a red flag, right? Is it Osama? Wouldn't surprise me because he's onto one. He was going hard, looking to make a statement. Mention no names, Kimi Antonelli, FP1 Italian Grand Prix. Unbelievable, Sydney. You can't even write it. The first bit of proper action that we get, and Sky on a break, showing us about pelotons. Break on ESPN2. AS, it's a nonsense. I've got to be better than this. I think I might need to transition across to F1 TV. Go on and get your bets in. Who's yeeted it? Who's yeeted it into the barrier? It should show us on the map, but everyone's still moving, so I'm not sure. Allows me to smooth operator doing Carlos Sainz up into 7th. People were saying top 8 and true to form at the moment, but we have a red flag circumstance for those of you just joining with T minus 39 minutes and 24 seconds on the docket. Oh, the humanity. This is chaos. Oh, much. This is ridiculous. I love this. I'm scared for my boy. Oh, very much. It's chaos. Peloton ads is insane. Oh my god! Just get me back to the action, please, Sky. I will need to know what's caused the red flag. Step on the diff too big. Oh. Gravel on track. Okay, cool. Good shout, Hero. Thank you for that. I mean, we're looking at the track map, right, and nobody was stationary, so it makes sense. It's got to be one of the rocks. Yeah, fair. I wonder who went wide, whether it was Max again. Everybody's going hard. Look at that that looked like that was going to be the purple lap of the session, no, from George. Maybe then, chat. This is better than 2021. It's chaos, isn't it? Because it's brand new and fresh, Eric. Cameron should be the last one to complain about commercials. I get 3 or 4. They'll be, oh, no, buddy. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. That's not good enough. George saying that he's really washing out with understeer through the high speeds, meaning therefore, George, that you've got too much front wing on. I know, not enough front wing, washing out through the high speeds. Huh. This is the problem. Ground effect thesis. It's chaos. Each and every too much gravel on track. Yeah, good shout, Cameron. Time to get the VPN to never. I know, Aldo. I know. I think it is Aldo. Aldo, you tell me that you're not getting any adverts on F1 TV. That's chaos. What software subscription do you use, Cameron? No. So I've got, okay. So the things that you can see all over your screen, the sexy metrics, they're courtesy of an app called F1 TV, called Multiviewer. You can download that on your computer. And then I've got F1 TV access. And then I pay for Sky as well. I mean, this is the point, chat. This is why you guys moaning about adverts in the chat. I mean, do you know what I mean? There's got to be there's a cost to be paid. Nobody really, you know, for all of this due diligence of the F1 variety that we do over here on the channel, there is a cost to be paid. Modern day Jean, what are we doing? I know, Luke. He doesn't look bad. He's not lacking in pace, is Charles. That much is for damn sure. I wonder if I can go back and change my F1 team. 379 of you in the chat can currently do me a favour and smash the like. We have a red flag circumstance currently. Gravel and debris on the track. T-minus 36 minutes on the docket. We have Charles Leclerc on a blistering 117.9 as near as makes no difference. Shortly thereafter, King George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk on a 118 flat as near as makes no difference. Shortly thereafter, Isaac Hadjar. Did your boy curse Isaac Hadjar and say that he was rubbish? And now look, he looks like a world beater all of a sudden. But this is just practice. What are we talking about? Practice. Practice. In the words of the legend that is Alan Iverson. Lando Norris 118.2 shortly thereafter. Max Verstappen 118.3. The gap between Lando and Max is far too close. Lando's got to be getting a bit hot underneath the collar at the moment, I would argue, because he doesn't need to be fighting over the same piece of tarmac over anyone. And definitely not Lando, definitely not Maximilian Verstappen even. Hamilton shortly thereafter on a 118.4. It's tight at the top, between those top six, I'm telling you. So half a second, you could throw a sheet over 2 to 6. Oof, mate, go on then. Go on then. Let's be having you. Ted Kravitz makes the point actually. Says of Red Bull, what is it about this this RB21 and its aerodynamic profile that they still need to understand? Like how at this stage of the game, what don't they know about? Why are they still having to do flovis? What are they experimenting? Is it general balance, as Liam Lawson alluding to the fact that throughout the different stages of the corner, you need different things from the car, that you will get different balance challenges? What are we doing here? Why are Red Bull still out here experimenting? It's practice now, but I suppose you could argue, Ted Kravitz, that that's what practice is for testing, for understanding in real time which setup is the most apropos for the mechanical and aerodynamic challenge that is Albert Park in these conditions. Speaking of conditions, should we do a quick rain check? Because it's going to get techie going into, Zach Brown. It's going to be a very close season. 4 teams all jockeying. T-minus 34 minutes on the docket. Currently the wind coming in from the south, 3.6 kilometers per hour. Then you've got track temperature 42.4 and ambient 24.3 degrees Celsius. Both of those. Humidity is 47. Tyre deg is going to be an issue around here, right? Although we said that last year, and then bloody Alex Albon went and did 300,000 laps, aka 57. All laps apart from one on one set of tyre. Like, you're going to get surprises. Zach Brown being asked the question by Krenjan, how do you balance the focus of fighting for a championship in 2025 with a brand new rule and reg set in 2026? What are you going to do? How do you balance for that, Zach Brown? How do you manage conflicting priorities? Guy chill, lots of evolution to come. I don't disagree, Eric. But I mean, that's half the fun, right? This is F1 barbershop talk. Sometimes you've got to speculate with a view to understand, I would think. No? Charlotte strong, says James, though. Hajar is probably better than Lawson. Oh, no, already. Who would have thunk it? Reminds me of, it's that damn floor, says I've Thundera. 80% rain. I heard 80% rain as well, Vout King. Not 80%, but good probability of rain. On the Sunday only, though, during the race. I mean, if that means then, if you're going to extrapolate out for that chance, that probability of rain, if Max Verstappen can qualify within the top 3 or 4, do you know what I mean? If past his prologue and 2024 Brazil is anything to go by, Red Bull had just one job. Umanch, I don't think you should be too concerned, mate. I'm telling you. I think this is good news for Max. I think he's close enough. Although maybe this is giving credence to the theory that Ferrari were the ones sandbagging, 117.8 from Charles Leclerc. Good, George Russell's gone out on softs now. Not messing about. George Russell wants to be atop of this timing sheet, doesn't he? They wanna take the time. I've got a glance and there's a P2 tyre, brake balance P2 tyre. Lewis Hamilton says over the radio. Oh, and breathe. T-minus 31 minutes on the docket. Oh, the humanity. This is chaos. We're not even racing yet, and I'm just loving it. Hamilton is sandbagging. Oof. Red Bull had just one job, says Ian March. No, I think you're all right, chap. The onboards are. I know the onboards look quicker now, don't they? I think I knew they were going to take something from Brad Pitt's film, and I feel like they've already instituted for it. It looks faster. Wipeout 2097 for those of you who used to play in the original PlayStation. Cheeky look at Oscar Piastri. Messy lap from Oscar. Build yourself a weekend, chap. Do you know what I mean? This is your home one. 383 in the chat can currently do me a favour and smash the like. Dudes, it's Melbourne. That could equal 10 minutes of insane rain or drizzle for hours. Melbourne, yeah, all 4 seasons in one day. So I've been told. The weather's been real humid lately as well, says Emily. It's going to get techie and techie things. 30 minutes remaining on the docket. Go on then. Oh, do you see this? We missed it. 117. Oh no, look at this chat. There you have a Max Verstappen. There's a Max Verstappen. 117.696. Put some respect on his name and Red Bull's. That I'm telling you, chat. There is no way that testing day 1 happened and Max Verstappen jumped out the car and was so happy if Red Bull had all the problems that so many F1 aficionados purported them to have. This isn't me saying that they will be quickest, but they will be quicker than so many people have expected, as George Russell goes purple in sector 1 but then a yellow sector 2. I'm telling you, Max looked happy. It reminded me, it was very reminiscent of 12 months ago when Max came out and destroyed the field. Everybody at Red Bull at day 1 was happy. So I don't know what everybody's talking about. Max is on the soft. Fair play. I just think they'll be quicker than most. Cameron, plan yourself a trip to Melbourne with the Trent Luke. It's got to be done at some point. I've got a friend over there, a really, really good friend. I think he's actually in Melbourne too. Harry B, the legend. Umanch, he's going to be all right, is Max. He might not have the quickest, but he'll be quicker than a lot of people give them credit for. T-minus 29 minutes left on the docket. Maximilian Verstappen, purple on the soft compound tyre. 117.69. But bloody Charles Leclerc is... Oh, Lewis struggling with the balance. Oh, no. All twitchy all of a sudden. Look at that. Snap oversteer on... Oh, no. On the low speed, medium duration turns. No, Lewis. He's all over the shop. Dust. Messy lap from Lewis there. Not loving that at all. 118.4, yeah. Oh, my gosh. He's 0.6 behind Charles Leclerc. So let me just say this quickly before we get going. Do you remember all of those lot that said, "Oh, why is Lewis not on the pole? On the pole?" That's why. Not that this means much. Not yet. There's nothing definitive to be taken from here. But bloody Nora. Give Lewis some great... You know what? I tell you what really pees me off as far as like your fundamentalist Lewis Hamilton fans. They're his biggest curse. They expect too much too soon. Yeah, Lewis is the goatiest one, but he's also 40 years old and he's in a new car with a new team. It's the red overalls with the yellow badge and the black prancing horse atop. And with that comes pressure. So give the chap some grace, just a little bit. I'd love for Lewis to win his 8th. More than most. But bloody Nora, give the dude some... Don't expect everything from him so soon. Can't be surprised by it. Yeah, 100%, Jomo. They're always going to be there or thereabouts. I think it will be a 5 season until McLaren come and show their hand and blitz the rest of the pack to the tune of 0.8. Can you imagine? Oh. Sainz is looking good. Go on then, let's runners and riders. Currently, with 26 minutes left on the docket. Verstappen on softs on a 117.696. George Russell on a 117.7. I get the impression that George and Mercedes are desperate to be topping the timesheets this session, just as was Antonelli FP1 Italian Grand Prix. Leclerc on a 117.8 on mediums though. Sainz on a 117.9. Hadjar outdoing himself, eh? Do you remember when we were saying all that stuff about Isaac? Oh, Isaac Hadjar can't do it. I'm still sceptical, but that's not a bad time from the chap. Alonso goes 5th. Antonelli goes up to 8th on soft compound tyres though. Let's keep it like this, is what Kimi Antonelli's been told by Bono. Copy. Just think about how you open the lap. Just losing a bit of time on the run down to turn 1. Don't say that to Kimi Antonelli, the rookie. He'll take that as a challenge. And then doing a parabolica 2024. If he can't consistently quali, he can't win. Eric, it's that simple, chap. This is not complicated. It's no more simple than that. True Cam, LH Extreme fans aren't that balanced like his car. Genie, you've nailed it. It's just, it's sad. I feel, yeah, they get me mad. Me and them can't want the same thing, although we do. Oof, Pierre Gasly, cheeky oversteer moment. It's got to go easy. That Alpine looks twitchier than twitchy things. Sainz will have a clutch weekend. He goes well around Australia, some say. He goes well. He's proving he's elite. No, mate. Listen, I think Carlos is going to be everybody's second favourite driver, you know? Because he's a class act, is Carlos. Exactly what Peter Windsor said. It's a travesty of justice, the fact that he's no longer at Ferrari. Of course, if you're Ferrari and you have yourself the opportunity to sign a Lewis Hamilton, then you do it. It would be a cardinal sin not to. But that being said, I don't know. I don't know. They were saying on the Checkered Flag podcast, Benson, that and Harry Benjamin et al. That Lewis is going to have to take a leaf out of the book of Jody Scheckter in 1979. Who leveraged the Black Arts to beat a quicker driver, a more naturally talented driver in Gilles Villeneuve that year. Oh, Ocon on a quick one. I'm not sure why people are going on softs, because qualifying is a thing, right? And it's going to be important. I know you can overtake around here. Actually, can you overtake around here? I think it's quite difficult. Well, you got 4 DRS zones. Why would they put 4 DRS zones if it was easy to overtake around there? I think qualifying is going to be important. Albano always going to be disappointed. It's a new breed of driver that he's competing against now, so he's going to be taking. I love Carlos. 100% Genie. I think Carlos is a mensch. Rate Carlos very highly. He's got a mistake. Of course, he's got a mistake of the unforced variety in his luck. 100%. But bloody no, he's a good peddler. I appreciate the way he's conducted himself over the past 12 months. Oddly clear behind you. Gabriel Bortoletto being advised about track position. 474 of you in the chat. Do me a favour, smash the like. T-minus 23 minutes until we get our end of session. Carlos Sainz on soft tyres, methinks. Purple sector 1. All eyes on sector 2, 17.5. That's quick, but not as quick as Charles Leclerc's. And then let's have a look at sector. Oh, Carlos Sainz goes into pole position. How very dare you put some respect on Carlos Sainz's name. Look at this. On soft compound tyres, mine, but that's still quicker than Verstappen and quicker than Charles Leclerc. Williams are going to win the constructors and the drivers, and then Sky F1 go for a break. What are we doing here, Sky Sports F1? What am I paying £90 a month for you to go on a break at the critical time as Carlos Sainz just comes across the line and sets a purple? What are we doing? Oh no, Bearman, has Ollie flopped again? Oh yeah, Ollie's languish. Give him some grace though, chat. Rookies deserve rookies, all apart from the one they call Isaac Hajar. You got to give them some grace, right? Red flag, red flag. Who stopped moving on there? Is it more gravel? Oh no, Bearman. Oh no, come on, Ollie. Red flag circumstance. Ollie Bearman yeeted it into the barrier. That's not very good. T-minus 21 minutes left on the docket. Oh, what kind of session is this? I don't even feel like it's 2 a.m. in the morning here in the UK. I'm just full of adrenaline. Some say that we might have to come back for P2. Come on, considering coming into the F1 YouTube, but do it. Eric, honestly, chap, don't regret things. Regret things that you did do, not ones that you didn't do. If you fancy it, Eric, just roll the dice. It may or may not work out. That would be my advice to you. The space needs more people. F1 YouTube is going to look very different in 10, 15 years time than it does now. So get in when Bitcoin, not that this is financial advice, but to play the euphemism out, get in when Bitcoin is $1,000 rather than 80 grand, Eric. Oh my gosh, what is Will Buxton on Lego? Can we get to the bloody pictures, Sky F1, before I lose my SH1T? Prices have gone through the roof for F1. They better deliver 100%. No, it's going to be a great show. No, I appreciate you, Sydney. And listen, whilst we're on a break, let me just say this. I appreciate each and every single one of you, particularly the elated peddlers, particularly the moderator extraordinaires who keep this channel running. And do you know what I mean? Nothing without you, genuine, and I mean that. My name is at the top of the door, but the channel exists as a function of all of the things that you guys do, turning up and rocking out each and every single time. So it's just something to prove this season. I know it's like, you know what? Cheers, Ferrari. Why don't you put that in your pipe and smoke it? 117.40. Bang. Have some of that. I'll be on. Do it, Cracksaurus. Do it. I'd recommend, if any of you fancy it. It's not easy, but if you have an itch that you want to scratch as far as setting up a YouTube channel, I would encourage you to do it. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but again, a wise man once told me, regret things that you do rather than ones that you don't, because you'll never know. Limbland binned it into the F. Oh no, I didn't even know what happened in F2. So it's crash central. Sir's Helmut Marko right for talking about Bartoletto's a B-class driver, Doohan's a C-class driver, and Isaac Hajar's the only A-class of the rookies. I mean, he's incentivized to say that, right? This always has agency, particularly if Helmut Marko's on deck. Not the Manchester United I recognise, says Ollie turned his horse into a mental pancake. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 438 if you watch it concurrently. Go on, let's have a look at Ollie Bearman. High speed section as well. Oh no. Oh shoot, it's a big incident. Oh no. Overnight session for Haas. Get the pizzas in already. Those engineers are going to be up very late tonight, I think. It's not, no, it is bad. It's bad. It's not the worst. Most of the body, most of the main part of the body is still intact. Suspension, gearbox, maybe, I don't know. 355, if you're watching Kokoda, do me a favour and smash a like. You'd expect him to save that though. He kind of almost saved it, and then he didn't. Bless him. Are you okay, Ollie? Are you okay, Ollie? That's the right answer. What the race engineer always wants to ask the driver, sack off the car in the moment. You got to ask the driver if he's okay or she's okay. That's what you got to do. There's no forget the car, chap. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's not good. I mean, it's rookie crash season, isn't it? I shouldn't laugh. T minus, thank God he's all right. T minus 17 minutes and 30 seconds on the docket. I feel bad for Ollie. Look at the engineers breathing, knowing all the while that they're going to be responsible for putting that car back together in less than 24 hours. Got 2 hours to turn it around. When's FP2? In T plus 2 hours, eh? Let's have a gander. So FP2 at 5 a.m. So T minus 3 hours. So I've got T minus 3 hours to turn. This is why you can't afford to yeet it into the barrier. Not in like. No, I understand that drivers have got to test their limits, but you can't. You lose too much opportunity. Like, build a weekend. Bro's getting tits up, lad, though. That right year bit, asphalt. Yeah, you overcorrected. You got to be ahead of those games. You got to be ahead of that game if you're going to save that car there, right? Rear wheel drive settings. T minus 16 minutes. Do we turn up for FP2? I think your boy Cameron's got to get some sleep. Although, go on then, whilst we've got a cheeky lull in events. Saturday. Same schedule tomorrow for FP3 and quali. Right, so FP2 will skip so that your boy Cameron can get some sleep. Shut eye a little bit off, not like I need it. Bags under the eyes of et al. Oh my gosh, a bit dangerous. Max will be fuming at that. You got in the way of Max? Max calling Carlos Sainz out for being dangerously positioned. Smack bang on the apex. Carlos put his hand out to apologise. Carlos being the legend that he is, you know what I mean? That gravel is I know, it's so true. There's going to be issues with that. There's going to be lots of red flags. Not red flags, but yellows. And potentially reds doing the race. Lando has announced as a Gerber ambassador for Baby. Oh no. Jehobos. Oh no. You probably won't say, I know, I'm amped now. Jomo's the worst thing. T minus 14 minutes on the docket with a red flag circumstance. Oh, the humanity. I am amped. Skipping FP2 and FP3, but we'll get a paddy for quali. Go on then, no, we'll be back for FP3 and we'll do quali as well. I mean, never sleep, because sleep is the cousin of Nas lyrics. Genie, it's only right. You guys all over the world, North America, Australia, you're always accommodating us privileged, entitled Europeans. So I mean, it's only right that the first few races that are in Oceania, we can swallow some logistical corns. You know what I mean? You're not even going to sleep. I have to, Sydney. Big day ahead. I feel like Lando's already forgotten. No, Crackosaurus, don't be silly. Not yet. Not yet. We'll see proper in Q3. He's got kids. What sleep? I know. So true, Eric. We sleep when we are. Yes. Starlay. I agree with that. Nas Illmatic. I never sleep because sleep is the cousin of Jehobos. You're a legend. Appreciate you. Pacific time. US, lucky to have a handful of evening races. They've got to spread it out. They have to. It's got to be fair to it. I mean, F1 is a global entity now, global sport. So it's got to cater to its global demographic. It's not fair otherwise, no. feel like I've just said that in a Will Buxton tone. Got to cater to its global demographic. I don't know why I'm talking like that for. 315 of you watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash the like. 20 minus 12 minutes on the docket of FP1. Oh, the humanity. Who's got the upper hand then? I need to see predict. Now we've got more information. I need to see additional predictions, chat. 40% of you love race weekends. What are we doing here? 40% indifferent, 20% hate it. I'm not a big fan, to be honest. It makes me feel privileged to see a non-sprint race weekend. Javier Gutierrez, gracias, Acera. Thank you so much. Far too kind and generous as always. I was going to try and say generoso then, but I wasn't quite sure. That felt like Spanglish. So I abandoned it. I aborted that Spanish lap, New York State of Mind card. You know what I mean? I'm going to start I think you guys like the rap references. I'm going to start to try and do more, just subtle ones. Do you know what I mean? Things done changed. Can you talk in a northeastern generic? I cannot. Like a New York. I tried to I used to try to when I was rapping back in the day, or when I'd rap along to Nas and Biggie. I never sleep because no, I can't. I won't even do it. I'm not even going to humiliate myself on camera. That's too far. Cameron St. Louis, good vibes. Says RC plain guy. I'm trying, mate. I'm trying, but being pragmatic all the same, right? Are we going to ignore Alonso in P5? I thought that car was going to be bull feathers. I think that car might still be bull feathers. You've got to normalise for these, eh? I don't know. Only because Aston Martin has told us. Renfire in the booth. Robert Tape, you're a legend. Opinion on Melbourne being made into a night race. Oh, I think we've got too many. I like Melbourne like this. Melbourne for the longest time has been, and even before Melbourne, when it was Adelaide, right? I don't know. It suits. I think there's something, and too kind, Robert Tape. I think there's something to be said for tailoring the circumstances of the different track to the country that they're in. Do you understand what I mean by that? Australia's so, like it has to be. I don't know. I hear you, Robert. I hear you, but I feel like it'd be too sacrilegious to make Australia night race. No, it's too. It needs to be bright. You know what I mean? Those of us in the UK and Europe more broadly haven't seen sun for about, like, at this stage, nearly 9 months. So this is like not to get reachy with the euphemism, but this is like Love Island of F1 for us. Like, we get to see some sun. I'm ingesting vitamin D vicariously through the screens. You know what I mean? Right, let's get this pineapple up. Actually, you guys let me know who you think's going to win this race. Now that we've seen FP1, who do you think? I'm going to put Lewis in there, lest Lewis Hamilton fans try and destroy me. I think the Lewis thing is all about faith, but some people say that faith is belief without evidence. T-9 minutes. Javier Gutierrez, absolute legend. Absolute legend. Javier is, as they say in Castellano, el crack, the goat. Grateful, sir. Emily says that area of Melbourne would be too dark without so many lights, and it's quite cold at night. I know they'd have to reconfigure the whole circuit. I like the idea though, Robert. I do like it, but I don't know. It feels sacrilegious. But I mean, F1 has done more sacrilegious things than that, hasn't it? In the most recent past. Mention no names, put in a mandatory 2 pit stops at Monaco. Some F1 fans aren't happy with that. Lewis, absolutely. Hamilton, let's go, Jehovah's. Got Coca Buffs, he got Louis Vuitton purses. That was the contract of a performance club. Eric, you killing me. Lewis Hamilton, personal best. Let's go. Let's go. 424 of you watching can currently do me a favour and smash the like. Let's have a look at all eyes on Lewis Hamilton's lap. 2 green sectors from Lewis. I don't hate it. Piastri goes up to 3rd on a 117.6. It's that accessibility of pace, isn't it, from Oscar in that McLaren. Anytime they're ready, they go quick. Those McLaren boys. Hamilton up to 6th. Oh no, I don't like it. 6/10 away from Charles Leclerc, the other Ferrari driver. You seen this? I know it's practice, chat, but I'm stressed. Javier, we said, didn't we? You saw me characterizing day one. I'm telling you, day one. Those Red Bull lot were happy because Max did what Lando did on day 3. He pumped out a sector 1 that was 2/10 quicker than Lando, which felt to me like it was proof positive of the fact that Red Bull, if nothing else, had pace. Yeah, it's temperamental and it's snappy oversteer and, do you know what I mean? Unsettled easily by contours, as it was on day 2 by Liam Lawson. Lando Norris 3/10 down. He's on a hot lap, but 3/10 down is at the end of sector 2. Oof. Oh my God. Can you imagine qualifying? Oh my God. It's just going to be chaos. I don't even know what to say. Cameron, my hand is on my chest and you're out here posting polls like this already. I'm telling you, 47% of you think Max. Don't be influenced by me and what I'm saying though. 47 say Max, 29% say Charles. It's going to get I swear it's going to get techie than techie things. 401 of you in the chat can currently do me a favour and smash the like. I've almost got half a mind to come back on a little bit late and do practice too. I'm addicted now, chat. I'm addicted. Alex and Carlos. Oh, Emily. Starley says Red Bull has engine turned down to 85%. Who said that, Starley? Maybe. But that's what I said about McLaren, isn't it? Said that McLaren had their engine turned down in testing. Could see it by dint of their maximal velocity through the speed traps on their quickest laps. They weren't going quick. What's a good quality time on this track? Do they go sub 116, Ryan? Do they go sub 16? I'm not sure about sub 16. I think mid 16s. They'll break 16. Cameron, chill. This is the first practice for Hamilton. Give him a few minutes, if not a few. Where seconded, Claire. I agree with that sentiment. I do agree. But it doesn't bode well, Claire, if we're trying to extrapolate and forecast forward. The 0.6 doesn't bode well, do you know what I mean? But what else did we expect, Claire, from Sir Lewis in these sort of sessions? He was never going to be quicker than Charles. Very, very rarely, unless it's a Silverstone or an Adelaide, to be fair. Adelaide, Melbourne, 1994 settings. I mean, like are you even from the planet Earth, Cameron? Javier says Lewis just said that it's hard to turn the car. His excuses already done. No, Javier. No, say it's not so, please. Look how steady that Red Bull is. Oh my gosh. Told you guys. Testing day 1. That was all that you needed to see. We did the maths and we did the long runs. They're saying that Max didn't get a long run, and he did. They did on the C2. Not the longest of runs, but they did a race simulation on the C2 and C3. And they were super close. If you take the best laps, the average ones, from Lando's session and Max Verstappen's Max's session, they were very, very bloody close. Max had the upper hand marginally, only marginally on the C3, I want to say, to the tune of a tenth. And they were as near as makes no difference. Bang in line, Max and Lando on the C2s. What are you talking about? All these people saying that McLaren had, well, you know what I mean? This is what I want to add value on this channel, chat. I want to forward. This is Claire. I understand you're checking me, but I mean, what is it? What is a mode of discourse if we're not trying to forecast the future? Bit of F1 barbershop talk as we have 3 minutes left on the docket. Right, here's the plan then, chat. Here's the plan. Do I come back for FP2? Fudge. Okay, I don't know about FP2. At the very minimum, though, if we don't do FP2, we're doing FP3 and we're doing quali and we're doing the race. I'm not quite sure about FP2 yet. If I just happen to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, we'll do FP2. If not, then we'll come back. We come back and we go again for FP3, same time tomorrow. Oh, the humanity, it's going to be chaos. Oh my God. Williams back, says Mark. I don't know, back-ish. I think they've improved. If by back, if you define back as improved materially versus last year, then I think so. You don't retire from the game retires you. Can practice to it is, oh no, Emil Heskey. Oh no. I don't know if I can. Lewis officially washed. I don't know, Mark. Red Bull is at 80%, as per one of my buddies at H. Javier. Shoot. Max Verstappen might have the whip hand chat, as he always has done. Problem is for Lando. This is why this race is so critical. All of these sessions now for Lando and Oscar, etc., and Charles and Louis. If you let Max has led the Truck Drivers' Championship for 1,000 days, meaning therefore historically is very strong at the start of these seasons. If you let Max get ahead of you in a race and or the championship, Houston, therefore we have a problem, a big one, a gargantuan one, if indeed you want to win races and therefore championships. Because Max Verstappen isn't an easy, it's no small feat to pass him up, is it? In the drivers or on track. It's just going to be difficult. So you can't afford, oh, look at Lando complaining about oversteer turn 8. Oversteer turn 80 and understeer at turn 80 and oversteer at turn 9. Oh. Understeer and oversteer. Do you see these guys wrestling in real time, trying to solve for the Rubik's Cube that is ground effect car? Yes, sir, I have understeer at 8 and oversteer at 9. Stay within 100, he's told. Lando's struggling. They said it would be oh no, look, we've got another car in the barrier. I bet that's Hajar. Oh no. It's George. George, cheeky off. Yellow flag circumstance. With 40 seconds left on the docket. 400 of you in the chat. Do me a favour and smash the like, please. It helps the channel more than you might realise. I would feel aggrieved if you guys left the chat and didn't smash the like. Por favor. 179 likes. 450 of you in concurrently as we're rounding third base. T minus 15 seconds on the docket. Oh, the humanity. I don't know how to summarise that session, I'll be honest with you. Here's how I'll summarise. Everybody looks quick. Williams look like they've made a step on. Just having a look at George Russell. George Russell getting PTSD. That's to say, oh, what's he done there? That's just sloppy from George. He looks like he's floored it when he had a right wheel full of white stuff. Get off the white stuff before you floor it, George. Come on, this is like schoolboy errors. Oh my. Did I lose a wheel? Says George. George almost got PTSD from last year with Fernando Alonso. No. When he fell foul of Fernando's dark arts whilst he was looking at the steering wheel. Don't look at the steering wheel. Oh, Albon has do. Oh my gosh, I've just seen the picture. RLJ, what's he doing? The only thing that Alex Albon is going to come top of this year is the Destructors Championships. Like, what are we doing here? Nonsense, Miss RS. Oh my goodness. Go on then. Here's your upshot. FP1. 0 seconds on the docket. Lando Norris tops it out. Didn't even see the lap in the end. Look, as too many other things going on. 117.3 from Lando. Quickest of all. 117.401 from Carlos Sainz. Behind him, Charles Leclerc on 117.5. Piastri on a 117.7, Verstappen on a 117.7, Albon shortly thereafter. Look at how many oh my gosh, 117.7s all the way down from Piastri to Fernando Alonso. It's close. You can throw a quilt over these, like, can't you? It is going to be close, chat. And that's what makes me think, if it's close, then the drivers are going to have to make the difference, eh? Maybe Max doesn't have it, and maybe I'm being a bit premature. My crystal ball is as murky as always as the next person's. The mileage might vary on some of these predictions, but Ollie, you're a legend. Javier, see you in a couple of hours. No, Javier, might go on then. Here's my pledge to you guys. I'm not going to do FP2 because I'm going to be at work and it's going to be chaos. 5 a.m. Oh, I'm going to be dying. All the other sessions will be live for, I promise you. Maybe FP2, Ollie, maybe, I'm not sure. Even commentators said that they turned the engine up at last lap. Bummed for Ollie, stoked for I know George looks in it, doesn't he? Oh, hope so. Maz the man, powered by Mazmart. Oh, I'm so tempted to wake up and do an FP2. It's chaos. Go on then. Pledge. FP3 will be here, qualifying, and the race will definitely be here. Agile says the door was open and I felt soft. Wasn't using enough of the traction. I mean, high speed. I didn't make a big step. Agile not complaining, at least. Take that from Le Petit Professeur, Little Prost. Right, chat. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna shut my eyes. We will be back at the very latest for FP3. If I'm up FP2 in a couple of hours, we'll do it. If I'm not, I apologise in advance. However, FP3 quali and the race, book that in from now. You guys have been legends. I'm going back to bed myself. 525 of you watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash the like. Lando Norris has the whip hand for FP1. McLaren look fast, but so too does everybody else. Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Oscar Jack Piastri included. Throw Carlos Sainz in that as well, eh? Williams. Shout out Sir Frank, RIP. Sir Frank, you guys have been legends. I will see you at the very latest for FP3. If I'm up, we'll do FP2 as well. Thank you so much to each and every single one of you. Between now and next time, the prosecution rests. No further questions, Your Honour.